Hello, fellow wanderers. I'm Endri, and thank you for joining me as we wander through Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Dawn of Souls for the GBA. This was supposed to be KOTOR 2, however, because of the way I'm recording things where I'm currently at, the cutscenes don't work at all. Like, it's not even, oh, it minimizes to desktop, I open it up, I edit out the minimization, and we can watch the cutscene. It crashes my capture card every time. So we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be doing this for now, and I'm going to be trying a little bit of editing for this one to see how well it goes. Here's the plot. The world lies shrouded in darkness. The winds die. The seas rage. The earth decays. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last appear. And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. Final Fantasy. So that's the plot for the first game. If you wait on the opening screen long enough, it will actually cycle through both of them. With that being said, let's press start. So you have Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, and the Bestiary. Let's click the Bestiary for now. As you'll note, it's empty. We'll be fixing that as we go through the game. I'm going to try and add the Bestiary in, if at all possible. There might be enough room on the sidebars. I might try to do a little bit of transparency, floating, editing magic, or I might not do any of that. I don't know. But we're going to go through Final Fantasy 1 here. If you've played the original on the NES, there are a few changes. 1, stats work. The int stat actually does something. Temper actually works. Evasion actually works. There's 4 new dungeons. It's got an MP system, as I recall correctly, instead of the spell charges system from the old Vancian style D&D. And overall, I think it's a much improved version of the game. There are some people who say that it's a bit easier. I would agree. I would say this is probably the easiest version of the game that I've played. That being said, it's still a lot of fun. The fact that there's a lot of modernizations make it a lot more interesting to play, like auto retarget when something dies is phenomenal. Let's see here. So my party, I'm going to keep a warrior up front. I like warriors. I think red mages make a good secondary tank. They've got pretty good armor, pretty good health. They've got nice selection of magic. Most people at this point would probably do like a white mage and a black mage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the monk. Why am I going to use the monk? Because no one ever uses the monk. The monk is awful. I'm going to finish it out with a white mage. The reason is, the spell I really like from black magic is Temper, which, if memory serves, the red mage does get. So we're going to go with this party. This game, like I said, is the easiest one of the remakes. So more than likely, this party will do just fine. But let's get into it. I need to name them. So let's see here. Warrior, how do I do your... Oh, nope. Darn it. I didn't practice the menuing on this one. I'm horrible, I know. Oh, that's how you do the naming. Alright, so we are going to be Endri. And I think we're just going to auto-assign these. Take a look at the names that you can get. They're awful. Cluya. Fine, you get to be Kluya, and we'll get into why that's funny when we get to Final Fantasy IV. What else do we have here? Horrible, horrible names. So, you can be Yang. And you get to be Rosa. Why? Because why the heck not? These names will look familiar to those of you who have played Final Fantasy IV, and if you have not, they'll look familiar when we get around to Final Fantasy IV. And trust me, we will get around to Final Fantasy IV. Kluya. Oh, that is so funny. Yes, let's begin. Is this the exact same thing? Yes. We're going to skip that. We've already seen it. So here we are! You appear outside of Corneria here, and that's it. That's all the plot you get. I'm not reading the dialogue. Now, that teleports up here nicely. Okay, maybe I will read the dialogue. Welcome, travelers. I am told you carry crystals. Is this true? Well, yes, we do. They used to be spheres. They're crystals now. It works better. It's just as Lucan's prophecy foretold. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. Your Majesty, we cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold by the prophecy. Yet they stand before us with the crystals. I cannot dismiss this as mere coincidence. Crystal Bearers, there's a task I would ask of you. Will you not rescue my daughter, Sarah? Garland, a knight once in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. I ask for your aid in the name of His Majesty, the King of Cornelia. Garland has taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine, which lies to our north. Of course, we did attempt to save the princess ourselves, but Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who can match him. Well, fortunately, 4 of us will be able to beat him up pretty well. I've heard that you wish to journey to the continent to the north. The bridge leading north was lost long ago, making passage impossible. If you could rescue Sarah, I will have the bridge rebuilt as a sign of my gratitude. Go now, Warriors of Light, and do not fail me. There's our plot. Rescue the princess. And there's a dash button. There was not a dash button in the original. So let's see here. Let's search for the prophesied Warriors of Light. Those crystals, could it be? Yes. We could talk to people to get information. I think this is my sister. I want my sister. That's the other princess. But unlike a lot of the games later on, this one's plot is kind of weak. This is Cornelia, City of Dreams. So we're not going to be talking to all the NPCs. It's kind of a waste of time. Let's take a peek at your reflection in the water. Ugh, you're filthy. Wash up already. Running joke. How about you? Hi there, I'm a dancer. What's that? You want to see a dance? Hee hee. Yeah. It's weapons time. We start with 500 gil. We've got wooden nunchucks for the monk. We're not buying the wooden nunchucks. Knives. Eh. You actually, by the way, start with some weapons in this one. Monks start with a staff. Interesting. Anyway. The hammer. Pretty decent. Made for battle. I can't remember if it's better than the rapier. I don't think it is. Yeah, attack 9, accuracy 5. Attack 9, no accuracy. So accuracy would be good. So let's buy 2 of these. Let's see here. Staff is attack 6. So let's buy 1 hammer. Attack 12. I mean, for the moment, the nunchuck is a pretty decent weapon. We're going to not want to equip it in the long run. I'll buy one just to kind of show it off. Oh, it's so nice having modern menus. So, here's our menu. As you can see, the white badge down there does have MP. We don't start with very good stuff. Rapier. Rapier. Nunchuck. And hammer. And I can't remember if the nunchuck can be equipped in the shield slot. I don't think it can. I don't think dual wielding was invented yet. Yeah. But let's go ahead and we can get rid of those. They're not worth much to sell, but there's no reason to hold on to them at all. Alright, armor time! So as you can see here, our red mage right now can equip the same armor as the fighter. Awesome. Grab 2 of those. We're not going to put armor on the monk. The reason is the monk actually works better without armor for the most part. Items have weight. Weight affects certain things. In this case, evasion. The monk is better off, of course, with evasion. So you see there, this is a massive boost to their defense score. Well, let's take a look. The monk starts with 53 evasion. If you put more armor on him, it would go even lower. And really, because he's not got a lot of hit points, we kind of want him to stay lightly armored, if at all possible. Ah, magic. So, what do we have here? Cure, Dia, Protect, and Blink. So Cure is a staple. I'm going to want Cure on my red mage. I'm going to want Cure on my white mage. Dia, Protect, and Blink. Okay. You could pick 3 for the white mage. Which ones do we want? Well, I want to have Dia for the white mage. I'm going to give Protect to... Blink is really good. But I think we get an item later that can use Blink. So for the moment, I'm going to give Protect. Sure. We'll give... No. I think Blink is actually more useful overall. And let's see what's in the black magic area. Sleep is actually pretty useful. Focus is also pretty useful. But I think focus is self-only? I can't remember. We're going to want to grab... what do we want to grab? I'm so torn. Well, let's just go with this old standby elemental magics. I may regret this later. But there you go. But I definitely want Cure on both the mages. The nice thing about the red mage is you don't really have to worry about his magical ability because he's pretty powerful in melee. Alright, let's wander around a bit. We need to go north. Hold on just a moment here. Alright. So I'm going to wander around a little bit because I do want to encounter some of the enemies around here, just to kind of show them off. Alright, we've got goblins. Goblins have 8 hit points. Anything else special about them? 6 gil, 6 XP, no treasure, weak to nothing. And in the old game, you would have to do fun stuff like this. Just spread out your attacks on everybody and see who wins. Now, in this version, you don't actually have to do that. Wow. Monk actually hits stuff pretty hard. As you can see, everybody capable of killing a goblin. In this version of the game, you can actually just target the same thing with everybody. They will automatically switch over. If you notice, even though we had a bunch of goblins, didn't get that much XP. More goblins. I'll probably cut these out. In fact, I definitely will. If we get into any more repeat battles from now on, I'll be just cutting these out in the future. You see the encounter rate's pretty high, and you get a lot of gil, which is nice. Yay, we gain a bunch of levels. There are strong levels in this game where you're guaranteed certain stat ups, and then there are just kind of random stat ups otherwise. I'm not going to stress out about it. It's not worth worrying about. One thing I want to mention about battles is party order. Oop. So your fighter is going to take 50% of all of attacks. your first slot. Your second slot is going to take 25% of the attacks after that, and then the last two share a 12.5% chance of being targeted. This is a special area. It is sealed. That looks like a nasty fellow. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing him later. Another thing we do here, this is where one of the bonus dungeons was added to the game. So keep that in mind. We'll be coming back here. I will be showing off the bonus dungeons. So far, we've only fought goblins, though. It's kind of disappointing. Game, I know you have other enemies besides goblins. We could go up there and fight Garland. I'm not going to. Hey, Black Widow! Well, let's see what they look like. Let's go through my bestiary here real quick. Black Widow, 28 hit points. They drop no treasure. They are weak to nothing. There you go. I believe they're here because of the terrain we're in. As you can see, they die pretty quick. Get another level. Good stats. Kluya is not doing good on hit points. Everybody else is, though. I want to gain one more level before we go to the Temple of Thieves. As you know, you don't refill your hit points as you level. Oh, Crazy Horse. Awesome. Oh, Crazy Horse, what's your stats? 64 hit points, so they are pretty tough. They do occasionally drop potions. So let's beat him up and see what he drops. As you can see there, the Red Mage just got 2 hits. That's a function of his accuracy, as I recall correctly. Crazy Horse didn't stand much of a chance. I think we got most of the bestiary out of the way for this one. I was kind of really hoping that the Red Mage would get some good hit points. Gotten a little unlucky so far with that, but it tends to even out in the long run. Ah, I believe this. Yep. That's a training room. It tells you about equipment, things like that. We're not going to bother with it. And let's stay the night. Resting in an inn refills your HP and MP. And we do a nice little split up into multiple people. We actually all have our own bed. Don't expect that to last through all the Final Fantasy games. In fact, be amazed that there's an inn here. Like an actual shop. In the original game, shops were just screens with a merchant on one side and you on the other. Well, let's head up towards Garland. We should be able to quite handily defeat the temple. Random encounter rate is a little high. Anyway, like I say, we'll be able to beat the temple pretty handily at this point. By the way, this episode might run a little long because of all the random battles. All the random battles. We'll see how much I have to cut it down. Alright, we're almost to the temple. The encounter rate is super high. Into the temple. Temple. And we're in the Chaos Shrine. If we go straight north, we'll find Garland. But let's look around a bit. We can dash indoors. It's so wonderful. Zombies. All right, let's see what zombies look like, shall we? Zombie, 20 hit points, weakness to fire and Dia, can occasionally drop staffs, resistant to a whole bunch of stuff. There you go. Not too dangerous, but it will give us a chance to show off Dia. And should we show off fire? Nah, we won't show off fire. We'll save that. And can you get Dia off quickly enough? Ow! While the animations might make it look like it's like casting spells takes time, there is no ATB in this game. Ooh, he got a lot of hit points. Kluya, you're failing me there, buddy. Anyway, we got a leather cap. Awesome. Since you have no hit points, I'm giving that to you first. As you can see here, it seems to have a weight of 1, given that it drops our evasion by 1, but it gives us 1 more defense. So that'll work. There is no ATB in this one. It's just turn-based. So here we have wolves. Let's go see what they're like. Wolf, 20 hit points. Well, they don't attack very hard. No treasure, no weaknesses, nothing special. And in the back, those are called goblins. I think those might be the goblin guards. I could be wrong. If they are, they have 16 hit points, can drop potions, weak to nothing. Nothing too special. Oh yeah, they are goblin guards. As you can see, we're able to quite handily take care of the enemies in here. You can just literally walk up straight here. Don't level up at all. Might want to buy some equipment, but you'll be fine. As you can see there, the white mage has the second most hit points of the party. That's not normal. We've got some weird stat gains. So all the treasures of this one are on the perimeter. Got a potion, generic healing item, and a tent on the overworld that will heal your HP and MP. However, keep in mind that if I remember correctly, tents are not a full heal. Ah, here we go. Skeletons. I don't think we've shown them off yet. Skeleton, 10 hit points, weak to fire, Dia. Drop Echo Grass, which cures the silence status. Can we get a Dia off this time? Anyway, later on you can get cottages, which will heal more. Tents, I don't remember how much they heal exactly, but they do a fair amount. And there's Dia, the light of day. Waste to use it on that few skeletons, really, but I wanted to show it off. Alright. Ah, found by the basic key. Remember that. We have to come back here later for that. I believe... Ah, that's right. Sorry, I had to look up there. Ghoul, I don't think I've talked about them yet. Anything special about them? 48 hit points. They can cause paralysis with their attack. BKS, Fire, and Dia. You'll find that's normal for undead. Anyway, I believe the Werebane weapon is up there. Oh, see, there it is, paralysis. We're not too worried about it, though. The other thing that was fixed is the Bane weapons actually do something. Gigasworm ambushed us. Alright. Gigasworm, how are you looking? 56 hit points, weak to fire, no treasures. And yeah, not too difficult. Can stand up to a few hits, and Cluya, you're hurting. Cluya, hit points, buddy! Please! Oh, the RNG is just having fun with us. So let's go ahead and have you cure Cluya there. You see, it's probably overkill. But let's just get everybody healed up. It only costs a couple, a few MP. Hello, encounter rate. One more corner to check out. Other Mystic Key door. We'll be back. Some of you might know the original Final Fantasy had a lot of bugs. One of the big ones is that evasion didn't work, and hit didn't work at all. Also that the special Bane weapons had no effect. Int didn't scale magic damage. Spirit didn't scale healing. Hi, Bats. Hi, Garland. Yeah, we can't get to the Bats before we fight Garland, but there's Garland and Princess Sarah. Are you going to knock us down? King will have no choice but exchange this kingdom for his daughter's life. Cornelia will be mine. Who's there? Humph. The king's lapdogs? Do you have any idea who you're messing with? You really think you have what it takes to cross swords with me? Very well. I, Garland, will knock you all down! Oh, I forgot they kept that line. By the way, in Japanese, that's I, Garland, will kill you. Oh no! Alright. Well, let's show off fire magic. Thunder magic? Actually, let's show off Garland's stats, shall we? Let's see here. Garland, 212 hit points, can drop a long sword, has no weaknesses. So let's hit you with fire. And let's have you use blink. Ah, blink is self only. I should have gotten protect. Well, I think we could fix that later. Anyway, we'll just have you attack. Uh-oh. He actually got a decent amount of defense on him, doesn't he? Okay, so fire wasn't the best choice. Let's see how much you do with just a normal attack and cure him. Yeah, we're going to stick with just a normal attack. Rapiers are pretty nice because they're fast and they're accurate. You get multiple hits a lot more. Will you stop picking on my poor red mage? Anyway, Garland, like I said, you could walk up here and beat him. Classic Final Fantasy death. 32 XP, 250 gil. Did not drop the sword. That is a pity. Kind of hoping that he would. Oh, but that's alright. I'm not going to go replaying battles until I get the proper weapon to drop or something. You've come to rescue me? I don't know how I can ever thank you. I am Sarah, Princess of Cornelia. That's the first time anyone's ever defeated Garland. You must allow me to show my gratitude. Please, accompany me to Castle Cornelia. By the way, if you think that's the last we've seen of Garland, you are sorely mistaken. Thank you for returning my daughter to my side. There can be no doubt that you are the Warriors of Light from Lucan's prophecy. You should hear the prophecy in its entirety. Ahem, if I may. When darkness veils the world, 4 Warriors of Light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Now, I hear the crystal can be found on the continent to our north. Restoring light to the crystals is our only hope of ridding the world of the monsters which plague it. I'll have the bridge to the north rebuilt as I promised. I pray that you succeed in restoring the light to the 4 crystals and to the world. Now, one thing I find a little bit confusing is I think we have the crystals and we're trying to put them in their appropriate places? I'm not sure. Let's talk to her. This lute has been entrusted to the Princess of Cornelia for many generations. When he abducted me, Garland took this lute as well. I want you to have it. It may aid you in your journey. And we obtain the loot. That's pretty much all we have to do here. We could explore the castle, but I'm going to wait until we get the Mystic Key a bit later in the game. And the king is not kidding when he says he's going to have the bridge rebuilt. He's, yeah. Orders from His Majesty. We're to do our part to fulfill Lucan's prophecy. And it goes crazy. Oh! Wish these guys were doing the bridge repairs down here. Apparently they are quite quick at building a bridge, and I might be afraid of the structural stability of such a massive project done so quickly. In fact, cutting corners is probably a nice way to put it. What does this bridge have to do with the prophecy? The 4 Warriors of Light are here. They're here in Cornelia. Anyway, how are we looking? We're okay. So, let's head to the bridge. I'm not cutting this one out, it's too short. If you're expecting lots of half-finished thoughts during this playthrough, you are correct. Now let's step onto the bridge. I'm going to be a little quiet because I love this music. And so their quest began. As the 4 Warriors of Light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task destiny had placed before them. They did not even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. the crystals that once, long ago, held a light that shone so brilliantly. The time for their journey had come. The time to cast off the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into light. Drop the title card! Alright. That song gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. Always has, probably always will. Ah! Wargwolves! And we got ambushed. I haven't shown off an ambush yet. They all get to go first. It sucks, but we can get preemptive strikes as well, which I think are a little more common if you've got a thief. Anyway, Wargwolves! We could have encountered them a little bit earlier. They have 72 hit points. They can drop antidotes, and they have no weaknesses. No special attacks, either. Cure myself there. Don't want the white mage to die. Please don't die? Please don't die? Ugh. I did mention, by the way, that there's only a 12% chance, 12.5% chance, I guess, for them to strike the bottom character. And yet they just decided to strike the mage over and over and over again. Which sucks. There's, I don't have any Phoenix Downs. I think Phoenix Downs are in this version of the game. But now we have to walk back to Cornelia. Hey, he finally got some hit points. Darn it. I don't believe tents revive the dead in this one. It's gonna drive my OCD nuts because now the white mage is gonna be behind. Oh well, nothing to be done about it. So... is it this one? Yes, Resurrect Rosa. Costs 40 gil. Try not to let your people die. It's obviously expensive. And we got little angels come down. That's kind of cool. Can you buy Phoenix Downs? Yes. They're expensive. Also, you can buy sleeping bags. They're like tents, but for a single person. Before we move on... no, let me unlearn it. Ah, okay. So you can come in here, hit discard, bam, it's gone. Yeah, there you go. All there is to it. To be honest, what I'm going to do... I don't really need the red mage doing cure at this point. So what... oops. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have him pick up sleep. Just to add some more utility there. I will be mixing it up a little bit, or I might not. I might have him focus almost exclusively on black magic. Purely because I might not need the extra healing power. And eventually he will have access to Temper, which is a fantastic black magic spell. And there we are. A little faster, guys. Thank you. And they automatically leave the inn, which is nice. Alright. Try this again. So one thing is I don't post-commentate videos, so my train of thought might get interrupted between battles. If you don't prefer that and you would like me to post-commentate for these, let me know. Over there we've got a dock for a ship. We don't have. Oh, what's up this way? Shall we just explore a little bit? Anyway, nothing we can really do up here yet. We don't have a canoe. Well, maybe there is some stuff we could do. I can't remember if Matoya's cave is up here. I think it might be. But yeah, if you prefer I post-commentate to make things a little smoother, do let me know. Ah. Thanks for that, game. Thanks for that. Alright, let's explore Matoya's cave, and after that, we'll probably call it a part. Frontwards, backwards, any way you see, such a strange spell to swish swishery. Tekelis Notdub B. Swish swisharoo. Huh. Oh! B button to select backwards, by the way. So that's the full map of the world. With all our points of interest already pointed out on it. And we can click these to find some stuff. I'm not that worried about it. Thump! Ouch! My eye! My eye! Thump! Ouch! I can't see a blasted thing without my crystal eye. Who could have stolen it from me? Oh dear. Yeah, I'll say the same thing. Well, let's rob the blind person. Antidote, potion, potion. Pots. Anything in the pots? Anything in the pots? No, not in this game. Let's talk to Matoya. Oh, right. Not much there. We'll be back later. For now, let's throw down a save and tell our paths cross again. Have fun and stay safe, everyone.